So I guess my question kind of is for people listening and everything, how do we start to address our traumas? Like, what do we start to do? Do we start to even, just ask those questions? Am I dealing with shame right now? Am I dealing with guilt?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. So I would like to answer that in two parts.
Please.
Part number one is the flip side. The flip side is that what we as human beings don't realize is that we are literally living in the energy of fear here in the 3D world. Okay. The entire 3D world is all built on control, power, and fear. And so when we are living in that energy, we are constantly afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of anything and everything. We don't realize we're afraid of being accepted. We're afraid of being ourselves. We're afraid of being judged. Trust me, if you're a human being, listen to me and listening to me, and you have not done this work yet, you're living in fear. I'm just going to give it to you like point blank, right? Okay, so the second part is, how do you begin to do this work? Well, I'll tell you how I began to do this work, by asking myself the toughest questions that I could ask myself, and dealing with the fear of the answer. When I started to ask myself questions like, am I really happy in my relationship? See, most of us are afraid to ask ourselves that. Most of us as men, by the way, because men and the masculine is polygamous in nature, and women by nature are monogamous. This is just our nature. This is the yin and the yang of life, right? And there's a journey for a man. There's a journey for a man in harnessing that energy and being able to sit still in the beauty of a relationship, and being able to look at the relationship as medicine for his life, right? There's a journey in that. It's a deep journey, right? But if you're a man sitting around and you're secretly struggling with pornography, for example, and you're secretly, every time you go to a party, you're walking in with your wife and you're looking to the left and you're looking to the right because you're trying to look for another woman, and you're constantly on Instagram looking at women and so forth and so on. There's some shit going on inside of you.
Oh yeah.
Now you think that's normal, but that's not normal. And I'm telling you that because that used to be me in my previous marriage. So when I finally had the guts to ask myself the question, are you happy? Like, are you really happy? It came like a lightning rod, but you already know the answer. That's what came to me.
Yeah.
You already know the answer. And I was like, oh, well, I was trying to avoid answering it. And my ego just say the answer. You might as well just say it because you already know the answer. Like on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being outstandingly happy, and 0 being you're miserable. What are you? And my ego said like 6. But then when my ego says 6, my true self, come on, you know what the real answer is. It was like a 3 or a 4. I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. And this is why I'm so passionate about this work, right? Is because if you're miserable in your relationship, let's just start there, you are unnecessarily creating inflammation, stress, and both of those lead to disease in your body. I'm not telling you leave the relationship. I'm telling you leave the bullshit that you're living. Leave the lack of courage that you're living, and come face to face with your partner and look at each other eye to eye. I'm straight up. This is what we do at Awaken, right? Eye to eye, knee to knee, belly to belly, heart to heart, without any judgment, without any fear, just talk. Just talk and share what is actually happening inside of you. Baby, I don't like it when you walk into my room and ask me if I look fat in my pants when you actually look fat. But I can't tell you the truth because you're so emotionally all jacked up in your emotions that I would like to just tell you, yeah, baby, you look fat, but I'm willing to support you. I'm willing to walk with you every day. I want to see, these are like, the little things that we deal with as human beings that we're just afraid of. We're afraid of, right? Baby, I'm afraid to speak my truth to you because you're always angry and defensive. And I don't feel like I have a right to share my voice. Or on the woman's side, baby, I don't feel like I'm your priority. Like you're always at work, and I know you say it's for me, but it doesn't feel like that. Now watch, will it take pain and sacrifice? Here's where the journey begins. because you're so conditioned to live in your ego and you're so conditioned to live in fear that your brain immediately will come up with a defense. So immediately you will not listen to the person. And when you're living in love and when you're trapped into your absolute highest self, here's what you will do. You will listen to that person, and whatever they say, it's right. It's right. You know why? Because if it's right for them and it's their truth, that means it is true. And so your job as a partner is to listen and to understand. And then maybe, just maybe, when you could learn to stop being defensive, when you can learn to stop being argumentative, when you can learn to stop being hostile, maybe, just maybe, when you are the one that taps into your heart, maybe, just maybe, and you show them the space that you're willing to listen and to work on some of the things that they're bringing up, maybe, just maybe, they'll do the same. That's how you hear your relationship. That's how you hear your emotions. That's how you hear your body. That's one way to start doing the work.